Hi, everybody. Greg Shammy here with Christine Courtney. Very excited to do a little bit of a deeper dive into amplifying our leadership. So today we're looking at amplifying productivity. I'm very excited. We have five extra little deep dive tips. Christine, what's the first one you like to use to really get your energy going, your prioritization going, your attention management going? What's going on?
I have a confession to make. I know this won't be a shock to you, Greg, but maybe to some of you out there, is that I get distracted very easily. And my productivity tool that I use constantly is I use timers. Now, some could probably use their phones, but I use these old time sand timers. All right. And they have really changed my life. So, for instance, yesterday I was trying to get something done in about 20 minutes, and I thought, I've just got to kick it out. And normally it would have dragged on, and I just put on my little timer, and it's visual, it's big, as you can see, it's right in front of me, and I worked until I could get it done by this time. So it let me beat the clock, so to speak. And then there's other times I have this little one. You might be saying, what's that for? That's so if I want to take a break after I've worked so hard on this one, I get a little 5 minute break with this to do something else. So anyway,
Listen,
that's helpful.
I'm not laughing at you. I think it's fantastic that you have these visual, old school ways of motivating yourself and giving yourself parameters to be productive within. That is outstanding.
It is. And it's very helpful if you have a if you easily distracted, and you can always use your cell phone too. So Greg, what's one of yours?
Okay, one of mine is I love the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he talks about this 1% improvement rule, and that if you can figure out a way to just improve 1% each day, these small little increments, these better habits, these small little increments that are going to lead up to over 365 days of 1% improvement, I'm going to improve my performance 37% over a year. Whereas if I don't improve, then I'm just going to stay where I am or get worse. I love this idea of improvement. I love breaking it down into small little increments. For example, my daughter's a soccer player, so I gave her this tidbit. Just go for 1%. She was trying for too much to keep up to the other girls who were better than her, and she was trying to get better, but it was like stopping her from improving. So I said, just go for little teeny improvements in your passing, little teeny improvements in your ball control, little teeny improvements in your shooting, and little teeny improvements in your running. And then over time, you are going to surpass these other girls because you're just building slowly and consistently, and it's going to take you to the next level.
Perfect. I love it. I can start 1% tomorrow. I will. I'll do one more minute of something. So my next one is this idea, maybe it's obvious to people, but learning new skills. So I think that one of the keys to productivity is investing some time in learning tools or techniques that can improve my efficiency, like keyboard shortcuts, new software, and one of them that I know everybody's using right now is ChatGPT. My gosh, it's really helping with some things that would take me a long time to do. I'm able to do pretty quickly. At least gives me a start to something that I can then edit. I'm hearing that a lot of the folks that we coach, similarly, a lot of the young people coming into their organizations have a lot of these new skills and techniques and are very facile on the computer or with different programs that some of us old folks haven't don't know about. And so it can take us just literally longer to get something done. And so one of those things we can do is if we don't know them, we can ask for help in learning it. And so the hard part about productivity, I find, is that we just want to keep working, keep going, and so sometimes we have to take a step back in order to go forward faster. And so some mine is learning these new skills where I take a step back to learn them so that I can go faster.
I love it. Two steps back for one step forward sometimes, but in the long run, again, you'll keep getting better and better if you do that. Good for you. I love that tip. And our final tip for this little deep dive is the importance of knowledge sharing. And this to me is such an important priority that I have to keep up in front of me because I do work a lot alone. And when I don't have the opportunity to connect with other folks that are doing similar jobs to me, then I stay stagnant and I lose out on the possibility of the power of the group. And so for me, this idea of knowledge sharing, not keeping all my special sauce ingredients to myself, but sharing them with my teammates and getting their special sauce ingredients that are going to help propel me. Because every time I get into a session where I'm hearing what people are working on, how they're doing it, what they're succeeding on, what their challenges are, I get excited because it stimulates so many ideas in my brain, and I just start like getting a drive, a productive drive that's going to take me forward from those ideas versus just me keeping everything to me. Great teams share information really well, really effectively, but I think it's an intentional thing that continuously has to be addressed, communicated, and worked on collaboratively to bring out those insights and those resources and those expertise that each individual has.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. You just gave me another one. So here's a bonus tip, so to speak, is I think you have to stay inspired. I find that like yesterday you and I did a workshop session for a company together, and it was so fun, and I was inspired by some of the things that you were adding that is different than when I'm alone. So it adds on to that knowledge sharing piece you're talking about. But also for me, when my productivity really wanes when my energy is really down. And so whether that's from if you get a burst of energy from working with someone else, or if you get some motivation or inspiration from reading books or listening to podcasts or playing a game of tennis or whatever that can keep you enthusiastic about the work that you do. And I'll just say for me, for the work that I do, I love learning new things. And if I can get inspired from that, then that adds a level of excitement and energy to my work, which makes me work faster.
Yeah, it's really good. It's so important to search for that inspiration, especially when you're down and or energy low. I'll put music on, I'll take a break, I'll put music on, it'll get me going. I'll do something physical, it'll get me going, and then I can dive back into my work with a fresher energy.
Yeah.
And that totally changes the equation. I was also inspired by you yesterday. Thank you for your awesomeness. And thank
If
you, everybody, for joining us on this deep dive into amplifying our leadership. You all rock. We'll hope to see you soon.
in the comments section, write in any other tips that you have, and we'll share those. Thanks.
Bye.
Yes. Yeah.
Just redo the beginning?
Just to redo the beginning.
Yeah. Maybe you can cut me in and out or. Okay, so I won't say from the workshop.
For
Extra,
yeah.
yeah, a little bit
For,
of a deep dive. Yep.
yeah.
Why is Christine so fuzzy too? Did you notice that? Like her picture? Okay, all right. I just look so good. I was just wondering what was happening with her.
I have gauze over my camera. So.
Tell me when you're ready, Tatiana, and I'll wing it. No,
Oh,
no, no.
that's on
No.
another tips on another workshop that we're doing.
Oh. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Shammy. I'm here with the amazing Christine Courtney, and thanks for joining us for Amplifying Your Leadership. This is a bit of a deeper dive into some of the extra little tips we want to give you from some of our workshops.